Welcome back. This is our third conversation, and it's all about the Belize Healthcare Partners and Rotary Belize Powering Orthopedic Clinic 2026. Now, this is the Rotary Club in Belmopan, and we are joined virtually by Erwin Wills. He's the Public Director and President-elect. Good morning, Erwin. Such a pleasure having you here with us, albeit virtually, still very much appreciated.
Yes, good morning. Glad to be here. Again, I wish I would have been there in person, but circumstances have me online, but I'm glad to be here.
That's fine.
All
Thank
right,
you.
that is fine after all. Now, I know that the Rotary Club, they have several different branches and different versions in the parts of the country. And so you are representing the Belmopan Club. It's a pleasure having you here again. Talk to us about the work that you are doing and how it has involved the healthcare partners of Belize's recent fundraiser.
Okay, so we are currently in the middle of our Belize Children's Project, which is the Rotary Club of Belmopan's flagship project. So, like you mentioned, there are many clubs around the country, and each club has their flagship project. Our one sees us bringing in voluntarily a medical team, an orthopedic medical team from the US, to do free clinics in terms of screening and, of course, general advice to Belizean children under the age of 18 countrywide. From these clinics, we identify children who need to go for advanced surgeries in the US, and we take them free of cost. We cover their medical expenses. We assist with their documents. We assist with their stays in the US, all free of cost. And of course, it also includes plane tickets and transportations. And this is where the partnership comes in, of course, with healthcare partners, because today, actually, at 9 a.m., we'll be hosting our Belize City Clinic. So our orthopedic medical team will be at the Belize Healthcare Partners. Again, free of cost. We encourage walk-ins. If you have a child who is in need of orthopedic care, this is primarily bones. Maybe they have club foot, maybe they have an issue with their hand, with their leg. Please bring them in free of cost. We're open to the public, and we will try our best to see everyone who shows up. So if that means we go after into the night, it's been done before, but our teams are here to serve.
What sort of services will the team offer? Will they do testing, diagnostic, treatment, offer medication? What are we looking at?
So right now, we're not offering treatment or medication. It's primarily screening. Screening, yes. So of course, this comes with the small, as we call it, X-rays that are needed here and there at the location. But of course, when it comes to medication, we would prefer that is being done in a controlled environment. So for example, if we identify a child who needs to go for an advanced surgery, that's where the actual medical care comes in. So we essentially adopt the child under Rotary. And this is in partnership with the Rotary District 6510 in Illinois. And that's where a lot of the funding comes from. So we send the child to Shriners Children's Hospital in the US. That's where the Rotary clubs in Illinois come in, and they assist as well. But of course, here locally in Belize, we assist primarily with the screening at the clinics.
That's what I actually wanted to ask next, the value of some of the services that you guys are providing, which, as you mentioned, is free. A lot of families would find a huge challenge to meet, but you are providing this not only locally here, but also giving them an opportunity to get some of those services outside the country as well. If you're able to put a value on some of that service, how would you explain that?
So we don't like to put a monetary value because we don't like, first of all, to scare families, because let's say you show up and then we identify an issue and your first thing you're worried about is money. So we don't like to put a monetary value, but if it's a large amount, yes, but it's an amount that we raise funds throughout the year to support. So if families show up and they're identified as a child who needs to go for care, it's totally free of cost to them. And of course, so far we've helped over 455 Belizeans since 1972.
Wow.
That's when the project began. And we commit to care up to the age of 18. So if you bring a child that's 2 years old today, let's say they have club foot, we send them to the US, they do their surgery, they come back home. we provide care up to the age of 18. So every year that we have the clinic, you can bring the child back. The doctors will reevaluate you. If you need to go back for a surgery throughout the coming years, that's part of the commitment as well from the Rotary Club of Belmopan.
How does an initiative like this ties into the Rotary Club's overall goals and objectives?
So every year we have a theme, and last year was the magic of Rotary. And as you would imagine, as Amrita mentioned, the financial cost. Once that's removed, it really feels like magic. You're giving the child a second opportunity at life. And we've had instances where we've seen children go, and I use clubfoot because it's a easy example to resonate with the public. We see children go with clubfoot, they leave Belize with clubfoot, and they come back home. And when we meet them at the airport, because we drop them off and we pick them up at the airport, they come out of the airport running, and that in itself, it feels like magic.
Yeah.
You see the child smiling. They weren't able to smile like this before. Just yesterday, or Monday, sorry, when we were at the Belmopan Western Regional Hospital, the children, they literally ran to the medical team when they saw them again and hugged them, because these were the same people who were with them in the US, and now seeing them back at home, it was just emotional. So the magic of Rotary, as we call it. But this year's Unite for Good. So we're uniting with our partners, such as Belize Healthcare Partners, to of course do good in the community.
And you're also heavily invested in that magic as well. Tell us a bit about your journey. You are the recent president-elect. What has it been like for you?
So it's been interesting. It's been fun. It's been a learning experience. So the Rotary year begins July of every year. So currently, I'm shadowing the current president, which is Adel Katsim Sanchez.
Okay.
So I take over officially in July. But of course, being the PR, it helps me identify the different initiatives we have going on currently, familiarize myself with it. So when July comes over, hopefully it's a smooth transition and we continue the same projects that we're going on right now. But it's a learning curve, but it's one I'm excited to tackle on, because when you see the results of the projects your club and other clubs are doing, it really makes it all worth it.
How do persons interested in being a part of these types of initiatives and forming a part of the group or becoming a member, if you would, how do they go about doing that?
So we always encourage new members. I know there's a misconception, I would say, that the Rotary Club is exclusive. While we're selective with our members, I think that's a natural process of any organization. We welcome anyone. For Belmopan specifically, we have our meetings every Tuesday at 6 p.m. at the Bullfrog Hotel. If you're from Belmopan, you know the location. So it's every Tuesdays at 6 p.m. The process of membership is that you show up for 3 meetings, we see your commitment, you submit your CV. Of course, it's a professional organization, and that's where the club would then evaluate based on your commitment to the club so far, your interaction, of course, your CV, if you're going to be accepted as a member. But it's a process that we welcome everyone to try. Of course, we're looking for new talents. So if you come with a professional experience, we'd love to use that in our club. So let's say you're an accountant, perhaps you can serve as a club treasurer, or let's say you're an artist, perhaps you can serve as the club's image creator, and so forth. So we try to get individuals with different talents and professional fields to assist with the club.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, I want to go back again to the clinic that will be taking place this morning at 9 a.m. just to remind our viewers of the services that they can take advantage of. As you mentioned, orthopedic services includes bones, anything that has to do with limbs as well. So please expand on that.
Yes, so when we mention orthopedic, we're not limiting to just the example of clubfoot that I mentioned, but we see children with issues that are affecting their neck, their spine, shoulders, arms, elbows, hands, and of course, any bone-related issue or abnormality, I should say. So even if it's an issue that you don't know what it is yet, but you can feel an abnormality in their bone, perhaps they have a small bump in their arm, or anything. We've even had children come in with face fractures. So it isn't necessarily a limb issue, but it's anything with your bone. Please come in. The screenings are free of cost. It's first come, first serve. So no appointment needed. It's going to be at the Belize Healthcare Partners compound at 9 a.m. And of course, we go throughout the day depending on how the number of people show up. But it starts at 9 a.m. We see return children first. So for example, if you've gone to the US for a surgery before, we will see you first just to make sure the screening is done. Then we see new patients afterwards. So it's going to be an all-day event.
All right. And do you have any future projects that we can expect aside from this one?
So I'd like to mention that, and you bring up a good point with finances. This project isn't cheap, unfortunately, but we do want to mention that we do have our yearly major fundraiser, and I know one of the guests mentioned a similar name earlier. We have what we call the Wine and Cheese event here for the Belmont Fan Club. And this is usually held at the Spanish Lookout Road at Oak Ridge Venues. Not sure if you guys are familiar with the location. It looks like a barn. Yes, so we have a big wine and cheese event. We have a live auction there. We get a lot of sponsors, and of course, this is where primarily a large sum of our funds come from. So this is going to be held later in our year. We're going to be posting a flyer on our Facebook page. We're thinking of somewhere around October. So we encourage those who can, please attend the event. This directly supports the Belize Children's Project. And of course, you could help change a child's life by just purchasing wine and purchasing cheese.
Excellent. Well, Erwin, it has been a pleasure having you on. I know that there are a lot of activities that we look forward to coming out of the Rotary, and I know that many people, even if they're not a part of the club, they do support the work of the Rotary as well. I would like to also ask you in terms of what you would like to contribute as president. You said that you'll be coming on officially in July. Is there anything close to your heart that you'd like to see come to fruition under your leadership?
Well, we like to joke around internally in our club specifically. The Rotary is a bit of an older person organization. So to see someone from the younger youth side being at the helm, my goal would be to change that image if possible. That it's not really for old, ageable professionals to join.
People with money.
Can join. Yes, youths can join. We encourage, of course, up to the age of 18. But of course, that's one of the images I want to change. Show that you can be a part of a club that's making an impact in the community regardless of your age. So that's one of the images I want to push, that the youths can also be a part of this project or this community.
All right.
Excellent.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure having you here once more, Erwin, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
No problem.
All right. We are going to take another quick break, but before we do that, we want to take you guys on a quick adventure all the way to Caves Branch. I know that some of you have some adventure planning up for the weekend, and so on this hump day, we're going to give you a treat on some things that you can do going to Caves Branch.